Hello, Mrs. Bixby. Please introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Mrs. Bixby. I live in a small apartment in New York City. I consider myself a woman who is full of life, not like my husband, Mr. Bixby, who takes his work as a simple dentist as the only purpose of his life. What about your monthly visit to Bristol? Once a month, I would get on a train and travel to Beltram to visit my old aunt Maud. At least that was what I told my husband. So, what was the real reason? What I really did was see a gentleman known as the Colonel and spend all my time in Baltimore in his company. Can you describe the Colonel? The Colonel was wealthy and lived in a charming house just outside of town. He had no wife and no family, only a few loyal servants. How was your life with Mr. Bixby? It was a sort of eternal patient, someone who dwelled in the waiting room. I think this can tell a lot about our married life. After you discovered the Colonel's gifts, what were your feelings? I experienced a variety of feelings and emotions, from excitement and happiness when I have seen the coat, to fear and anxiety. I remembered that in a couple of hours I would be in New York and my husband would start asking questions. What was your plan to hide the origin of your new coat? My aunt is far too poor to be given credit for the gift. However, I want to keep the coat. So, on my return to New York, I have visited a pawnbroker and pawns the coat for $15. The pawnbroker gives me a pawn ticket, which I declined to mark with any kind of name or description. The ticket guarantees me the right to claim the coat and any time. I told my husband that I found the pawn tickets in the taxi. What was the reaction of Mr. Bixby? He decides it would be best if he redeemed the tickets, in spite of my objections. Is the pawnbroker gave back the coat to your husband? I was horrified when he proudly holds up a small, mangy stole and not my coat. I initially believed that the pawnbroker has cheated me of my coat and decided to confront him. What happened to the mean coat? When I left my husband's office, his secretary, Mrs. Bentley, walked proudly past me, wearing the main coat. It is implied that Mr. Bixby is having an affair with her and decided to give her the coat and purchased a cheap stole for me instead. As I cannot demand the coat back without revealing my own affair, I realized that karma hit me back.